Cameraman, are we on?
Go.
We're not live.
Last camera action.
Don't give Megan a wave, she's going to be watching us.
Hi Meg.
Okay. Welcome everybody to the 2019 24th Family Fantasy Football League Presentation Awards. Before we start, can I have a quick round of applause for Donna and Mark, who celebrate their 25th wedding anniversary on Tuesday?
Thank you.
And can I have an even bigger round of applause just for Mark, who's put up with Donna for 25 years?
32? 32? Get right.
And why are you clipping that? Don't you think he deserves
No,
that?
he doesn't,
What?
does he? I deserve it, don't I?
Yeah.
I always get slightly nervous when I see new faces at the FFFL. Hopefully someone has warned Kirsty what to expect. This is her first presentation.
Oh dear.
But just in case, the FFL lawyers have asked me to read out a disclaimer that the following presentation is not for the faint-hearted or easily offended. Okay? I'm covered legally. There are a couple of bits even I'm nervous about reading out, and I wrote the speech. Now, some of you may be wondering why the presentation awards are taking place so late this year. They would normally happen at the start of June, straight after the Champions League final. But you see, when Marie volunteered to host the presentation awards just before the season started, at that point, her and John were not yet the international TV personalities that they are today. I know some of you who've never met them before, I've seen them on the telly. So, they have been on, I've forgotten what it was called. Love Island? No. Probably been on Crime Watch. Place in the
Very
Sun
good.
or something like that. Anyway, I think they were a bit typecast, to be honest, because every scene on TV I've seen them in, they were always drinking. But I'm sure their TV careers will go from strength to strength. So, settle down and make yourselves comfortable for a fun-packed, thrilling 3 hours and 46 minutes of entertainment. That is the FFL Presentation Awards. As well as reading out the final standings, I've got all your usual favourite content, the telegrams from those people who couldn't be with us today, a chance to laugh with, not at, those managers who won some of the unwanted titles like Most Loyal Manager, Worst Manager in the Transfer Market, etc, etc. I've also again brought back everyone's favourite segment, the FFFL bugging device. It's in the small print, very small font in the rules. Once you submit your entry fee, you give me permission to bug your homes and your telephones, and then I pull those recordings back, go through them and pick out the best ones. We've got a lot of content to get through today, so I've been very selective. I've only got 3, but they're 3 good ones, and the last one's an absolute corker, if I do say so myself. We'll also be drawing the raffle tickets where you can win those all-important bonuses for next season. And everyone, including non-FFFL managers, have the chance to win the star prize, the VW camper van log burner, kindly donated by Steve Malone. Well done, Steve. So with all that content, I've got an apology for Joe Appley, who I know loves my jokes, but unfortunately, Joe, I just couldn't find a way to squeeze any of them into the next 3 hours, 46 minutes. So it's all serious stuff. Sorry, mate, there are no gags. But first, as is FFL tradition, we have to thank the most important people here today, which is our hosts, Marie and John. Because without them, we wouldn't be enjoying end of season presentation awards. And
Silly ass.
as is FFL tradition, the lady gets a bunch of flowers and the bloke gets fuck all. Sorry, the way it's always been. You do all the work, but you don't get it. Anyway. And we're witnessing history today because Marie becomes the joint record holder with Pops and George and Jill. Marie has hosted the presentation awards 4 times. Yeah, that is a record.
Very good.
2 more people will be joining that infamous group of people that have hosted the presentation awards 4 times. When myself and Joe host it next season, will be our 4th time. 25th Family Fantasy Football League is coming home to FFFL HQ. The date, I think, is the 6th of June. It's already in the diary. You've already had your invites. So, it's been quite a season. For the first time ever, both the Europa League final and the Champions League final were contested entirely by English teams.
Yes.
So with players in the FA Cup scoring treble points, players in the Europa League final having their points multiplied by 4, and players in the Champions League final having their points multiplied by 5. Double that again if one of those players was your captain, meaning if your captain played in the Champions League final, their points were multiplied by 10. Then add that to the bonus points awarded for each player who scored the highest points in each position, which again are doubled if that player was your captain. And well, let's just say it was quite a final week of the season in which everything could change. But did it?
Did it?
Well, you just... Did you work that out, Mark? Mark's pretty sure he knows who's won it. You had all that worked out.
That all worked out.
Mark can't add up 2 and 2. He died
You told me it's top 5.
You'll have to wait a little bit longer to find out. But to whet your appetite, I'll share with you which players scored the end of season points for being the highest placed player in each position.
Have I got any of them?
That you're about to find out. Because I said I'm going to share it.
Joe.
How many of you watch a television programme? What's happened? I don't know. I'm watching as much as you do. What's he doing? I don't know. I've seen as much as you
Alright, go on,
know.
carry on.
The highest scoring defender with 274 points was Virgil van Dijk. That was 10 bonus points for Arden Diamonds, Benny United, and Megan Hoxley Chamberlain.
Yeah, well done, Megan.
Well done, Megan.
Marie Appley and I've Got a Life. They all had Van Dijk.
Oh, well done.
Extra 10 points for them and an extra 20 points for Thames Ironworks who had Van Dijk as captain. Highest scoring midfielder with 262 points was Eden Hazard. That's 10 bonus points for the Creed Bratton Society and 20 bonus points for Never the Boys who had him as captain.
Jack.
Well done, Jack.
And the highest scoring forward with 252 points was Mo Salah. That's 10 bonus points for Jimmy Bassett FFFL manager, Clockhouse Rangers and Foxborough Foxes, and 20 bonus points because they had him as captain for Arden Diamonds, the Creed Bratton Society, Benny United, Greece Lightning, Hatch United, Ostrich Bar Stewards, I've Got a Life and Poppy's Players. But the highest scoring player overall, they get 20 bonus points, with 299 points, was Ederson of Man City. That's 20 bonus points for Hatch United and 40 bonus points for Legends 23, who was the only one that had him as captain.
Well done.
Now this year's Presentation Awards is no different to any of those that have gone before it. The end of season Presentation Awards is a celebration of the preceding Family Fantasy Football League season. It's a chance for all of us to come together as a group of FFFL managers and celebrate those managers who have achieved success and laugh with those managers who have had a nightmare. That is what today is all about. That is what the FFL Presentation Awards has always been about. In fact, when I started the FFL way back in 1995, the sole intention was to create something that would bring all my family together and have fun. Over the years, the FFL has widened to include friends and family of friends and friends of friends, but in my mind, that has only made the FFL stronger. It certainly made it harder to win. And I'm very proud of the longevity of the Family Fantasy Football League. But with that longevity, such is life, the time comes when we lose one of our managers or someone close to the FFFL. The first FFL manager we lost 12 years ago was Steve Appley. And whilst not a manager, someone who was a big contribution made a big contribution to the food at these presentation awards was Printers 11 assistant manager Sheila Ward.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's building into quite an FFL league up there now because sadly, just before this season started, we lost the 2001 FFFL Cup winner, Brian Ravel. Then, during the season, we sadly lost last season's league runner-up, Poppy's Players manager, Paul Simons. Paul was a huge fan of the FFFL and he really enjoyed his first presentation awards last season. So, as has become customary in football in recent years, I'd like you to join me in a minute's applause in memory of those managers and assistant managers we have lost, starting and ending when I start clapping, because I can't do myself. Roughly counted a minute in my head. So, there are a number of managers who are unable to attend today's Family Fantasy Football League Presentation Awards. So what I did, in order to make them feel part of today, I asked each of them to send me a message which I could read out with just a little bit of information about what they've been up to recently, and I'm delighted to say that I did receive a few telegrams. First up, Megan Hoxley Chamberlain manager. Megan Hoxby wrote, "Hey Dad, I hope the FFL goes well. In response to your request for something to share with everyone there, I recently brought a book called Dunkirk. I was absolutely gutted when I got it home and started to read it. It was all about the war. I thought it was William Shatner's autobiography."
That's terrible.
Firstly, I don't get it.
Next up, Alexi Lagos. "Hey Jeff, hope everyone enjoys the presentation awards. Everyone will be pleased to know I finally got up the courage to join a premature ejaculation support group. I went to my first meeting last Wednesday.
Sorry, Lexi.
Unfortunately, the meeting was on Thursday. I said to the caretaker when I got here, 'Where is everyone? There's no one here.' He said, 'You've come too early.' I said, 'Don't you start.' Sashammers FC manager Wayne Robinson writes, 'Hey Jeff, sorry I couldn't attend the presentation awards, but I recently had a penis extension. To be honest, I regret it now. My house looks shit.' Jordan Williams.
Where are you getting these from?
Jordan Williams writes, 'Hey Jeff, sorry I couldn't make the presentation awards, but I recently moved house. In my new place, I can see right into my neighbour's bedroom, and they always leave their curtains open so I can see everything that's going on in their bedroom. The other day they made a sex tape. They'll be furious when they find out.' And Billy Williams writes, 'Hey Jeff, I saw your note to ask Helen for a telegram. So whilst I'm only an assistant manager, I hope it's okay that I responded. Sorry Helen and I were unable to attend this year. As for something interesting to share with the group, well, the other day I came home from work and found my best mate Dave in bed with Helen. I was so disappointed. I can imagine he was. Oh no, sorry. I was so disappointed in Dave. I said to him, 'Dave, what are you doing? I mean, I have to.' Oh, that's a bit harsh. Now, we come to that part of the presentation where we acknowledge those achievements that, whilst not worthy of prize money, still warrant celebration. The first one is the More Money Than Sense Award. This goes to the following managers: Nicola Irvin, Henry Irvin, John Tustin, Megan Hoxby, Joe Appley, Marie Appley and Helen Williams. None of those 7 managers made any transfers this season, so they would have been better off burning their £15 entry fee.
They've got a Mercedes now, they don't care.
Most Loyal Manager of the Season Award goes to those managers that kept a player, no matter how rubbish he was. Honourable mention goes to James Bloomfield, who kept Marcus Rojo of Man United despite him scoring minus 44 points. Honourable mention as well to John Tustin, who kept King despite he had minus 41 points. And honourable mention to Megan Hoxby, who kept Winston Reid of West Ham, who didn't kick a ball all season and scored minus 43 points. But the clear winner of the Most Loyal Manager of the Season award is Henry Irving, who didn't even think about transferring out Ferry of Southampton, who scored -3 points, didn't kick a ball all season long, or Sandler of Man City, who scored -52 points. Well done, Henry.
Well done, Henry.
The Wind Beneath Our Wings award, because it must have been cold living in everyone else's shadow all season, goes to Megan Hoxby, Steve Maloney, James Bloomfield, James Appley, Ryan Perrin, Joe Appley, Pops Hoxby, Nicola Irving, Joe Hoxby, Lewis Simpson and Henry Irving. None of those managers had even the slightest bit of success last season. They didn't even record a weekly win. The Fire in Blanks award for being the lowest goal scorer. Third place, Jeff Hoxby, 43 goals. Second place, Jack Hoxby, 34 goals.
Oh, Jack.
But the winner of the Fire in Blanks award, Henry Irving, 29 goals all season long. Some people had a single player that scored more than 20. The Mr. Consistent, or maybe just rubbish award for the team with the highest weekly total of the season. Third place, James Appley, never scored more than 66 points. Second place, Lewis Simpson, never scored more than 55 points. First place, Henry Irving, never scored more than 49 points in a single week.
Just likes taking
I've got the company.
Just to put that into perspective, in the last week of the season, with all those bonus points on offer, virtually everyone in the league scored more than 100 points. Some people scored more than 200. Henry scored 15.
I think I need to rethink this. Can I withdraw my team?
The Harry Redknapp Award for the best dealing in the transfer market. These are the people that improved their starting 11 the most over the course of the season. Third place, Jordan Williams. His transfers improved his final total by 253 points. Second place, Nikki Saunders. Her transfer improved her team by 254 points. But the Harry Redknapp Award goes to Pops Hoxby. His transfers improved his team by 323 points. Conversely, the George Moody Award for the worst dealing in the transfer market. Third place, Steve Holmes. Despite being the #1 rated manager, only improved his team by 10 points.
No way.
Second place, Lee Porter, improved his team by 4 points, but the winner of the George Moody Award, James Bloomfield, who after his transfers, his team ended up 19 points worse off than he did. Now, over the course of the last 24 seasons, there have been many myths that have been born out of the FFFL. I don't know where they come from or where they start, but I thought it was time that I separated truth from myth.
Yes.
So, those of you that have been in the FFL for many years will remember Angela Moody's dry cleaning business with the motto, "Your socks starched or your money back." Fake news. Angela never had a dry cleaning business. That was all false.
Really?
What?
Yep.
You're joking.
Sashamas FC manager Wayne Robinson did invent plier taps.
Yeah.
That was true.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
yeah, I
He
remember that.
never successfully marketed them though. That was
No.
myth. He never made any money from them. Gobi Desert Canoe Club manager Pops Hoxby did briefly own a pair of lime green Chuckle
that's
Brother
He
true.
trousers.
did, he
That's
did, he
true.
did,
Yeah,
he
true,
did,
I've
yeah.
seen him.
However, he is not the illegitimate third Chuckle Brother. That's
What?
That's a
You're
lie.
joking?
fake news.
You conned me for years.
It is 100% true that the only reason Benny United manager Mark Benwell ever owned a Jag was due entirely to our FFFL council a few years ago.
Thank you,
Save
Jeff.
Mark, don't let Donna win.
Thank you, Jeff.
That is the truth.
That is the truth.
But it is a complete myth that Benny United assistant manager Donna Benwell only works 10 hours a week.
What?
That is a myth.
He's gonna say
She works 9 hours a week.
Hey!
17 and a half.
And contrary to popular belief, and I don't know how these things start, Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby does not have hairy feet.
What? Show me now. Show me now.
Wide feet mainly, but they are not hairy.
Wow.
I also wanted to stand here today to tell you that Joe's bush does not resemble a Jackson 5 haircut.
I don't believe that. I need evidence.
I haven't seen Joe's bush for years, but I'm sure that is myth. I'm sure it doesn't look like a Jackson's 5 haircut.
Sorry, Jack.
Funnily enough, on the story of that, Joe recently bought herself a new lady shave. It was advertised as a revolutionary in female grooming. Apparently makes shaving really easy. When it arrived, Joe was really excited, rushed off to the bathroom all excited to do her bikini line. I could tell she was impressed because as she was in the bathroom, while she was doing her bikini line, she started singing. Now, I'm not confirming that Jack's haircut resembles a Jackson 5 haircut. But when she started to sing, luckily, it was picked up by the bugging device.
I'm turning out there, the neighbours here.
No, because it was going to let the neighbours in.
So, as you may have guessed, we've moved into the part of presentation where I share those recordings picked up by the bugging devices that were placed in your home during the season.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first one, 2 to go. Now it's fair to say, one of the great rivalries in the FFL has been between Benny United manager Mark Benwell and arch rival
You know it.
Mops Hoxby.
Where'd you
Even
come
though
to
Mark was flying high in the table this season and Mops was fighting it out in the relegation zone,
Hey.
things have been surprisingly mellow between these two great rivals. Maybe the rivalry had simmered out. So I phoned Mops to ask her how she'd feel, given he was flying high in the table, how she would feel if Mark won his 3rd FFFL title.
There's a bucket here.
Her reaction told me that the rivalry was still very strong.
I would rather go blind.
Now, last one. And this is... there's a bit of a backstory to this one because, as I've said before, the bugging device, as you know, has for many years been a bit faulty. It's a bit selective about what it picks up and what it doesn't. But this one, as I say, has a bit of a backstory, so you have to bear with me. But it's regarding Thames Ironworks manager Darren Revell, because he's been hiding a hidden talent from all of you guys.
No.
Early in the season, Darren started attending art classes.
Oh.
Yep. He's been telling me about them when we've been to see West Ham together this season. But he didn't let on just how good he was though. Turns out he's a bit of a prodigy. Even though he's only been doing it for a few months, Darren, and he paints, you paint, you draw. Darren's art class teacher decided that his work was worthy of his own show at an art gallery in Brentwood High Street,
No
where Darren
way.
lives.
Unbelievable.
Now I phoned up Darren ahead of his show and I asked him what sort of art he was going to display. And Darren said, all sorts of paintings and drawings, Jeff. I'm really good. I do portraits, I do animals, scenic stuff. I'm especially good at painting children. So I said, well, I hope the show goes well. I'll phone you back Monday. I'll let you know how it went on, how you got on. So Monday I phoned him back and Darren's partner Adele answered. And I said to Adele, how Darren's show gone? And Adele said it was a disaster.
No.
I went, oh no, what went wrong? She said it was his paintings. They didn't go down well. I said, why not? What did he paint? Thankfully, the bugging device caught her reply. And I lost the mouse. No, in all seriousness, Darren is good at painting. So, Okay, so
But he hasn't got that exhibition yet.
Larry
No Harry though.
I know Larry.
Yeah.
so we got the draw.
Can I pick the numbers out?
Well, that's a bit. You're a bit biased because you've got.
I'm not.
tickets in.
I haven't. Ryan has.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I haven't. He won't share with
And she
me.
wants that silver thing over there.
All right, then you can pick them out.
You're such a baby.
If they're all right.
Come and say.
So
You know
first
what
up. First up.
Right, look.
How many prizes have you got?
There's 30. We're going to draw the bonuses for next season. There's 30 of them,
Right.
and then we're going to draw the start prize last. If there's a few people in there that aren't in the FFL next season, if I draw one of their tickets out, so you'll have to show it to me. I'm going to put it back.
Right. Okay.
So you pick them, pass them to me. Yeah. So the first one is the transfer boost. This gives you an extra £3 million on your starting budget of 77.
You need that. You need that.
So, and these are cumulative, so if you get a few of these, they just add up.
Yeah.
Dig around.
Come on, Soph.
Right, first number.
It's a good one.
First number. Extra £3 million. 169.
Bloody hell.
That's
You need it. You need it. You need it. You definitely need it.
That's
I
80.
think that's one of the
That's
prizes.
80 million you've got to spend so far.
Oh, no.
Second one is also a £3 million in the bank.
Oh, this
another
person
3 million.
needs it. No, thank you.
This is number 128.
He does need it, bless him.
You've only spent 72 million with the first team you entered. Henry broke the record for entering a team, by the way, 31st of May, earliest anyone's ever put a team in. He didn't even know what the points were. He just picked players.
Here, I bet.
No. Might do better.
As long as the names sound good to me,
No,
that's
they're
quite decent.
So last one, last transfer boost, extra 3 million.
What are we on? Have we got 100? 100s. Ah, you're conning me.
378.
No, what's all that going on? I'll pick him, Jeff. I'll pick him. Yeah. What's all that about?
Names on the back.
I'm not looking for getting him out, am I?
Right, next one is a super
Get your
transfer.
sunglasses on. I don't trust you.
Extra 3 million. Next one is a super transfer boost. You start the season with an extra 8 million. Or an extra 11 million if
Get
you
your
want the
sunglasses off. Get the right numbers.
Come on, so.
Come on, so.
This is number 148.
Oh, this is outrageous.
She's bought the old book.
Yeah.
Stop crawling around your mother.
Yeah. Oh,
Your team can now about start the season adding up to 88 million.
yeah, it's just a joke, it
You're dead.
is. This is a joke.
Right,
What chance have I got now?
second super transfer boost, another extra 8 million.
Woohoo!
Oh no.
372.
Oh, this is outrageous.
Shake them up a bit.
Ah,
These
this
are the same people. Shake them up a
We're
bit
shaking
more.
them loads, and I'm putting my hand like everywhere.
Everywhere. This is let her
This is the last extra 8 million pounds.
Your turn now, Nan.
Yeah. To you, to me, to you, to me.
Number extra 8 million, the last one, number 220. Steve Maloney!
Balance it out a little bit.
So this is a free pass. This is your first 3 transfers of the season. Don't cost you any points.
What, for free?
The first
Yeah, you're
3
going to win it anyway, so don't worry.
don't cost you any points.
Hasn't he told you you won all these already?
So 3 transfers goes to number 330.
Yeah.
Yeah!
champion.
Yeah, well,
First free transfers don't cost you anything, Neil.
You have to know that someone we've got, not me.
I'm writing it down. Yeah, right. Here, I'm putting them in. 277. Jeff Oxby. Hey!
Oh. Not one thing. Oh, sorry, Mum. So?
oh, I've only won one thing.
The last Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
121. Henry Irving.
Henry, well done, mate.
And Henry, just warn you, that means if your captain scores -1 that week, you get -4. Okay, so careful when you use it. Next one is Captain Stupendous. This is your points. Your captain's points can be trebled, so they get doubled, and then that gets trebled. First one out.
What, just for a week?
Just for a week, just 1 week. You have to play it before 9 PM on the Thursday. You can't play it retrospectively.
God, there's a lot of rules involved.
Number 127. Henry Irving.
Hey.
Wait, so can he double and treble in 1 week, Dad?
He can indeed.
Oh, man. You can get like -18 points. Whoever wins the burner.
I'll swap all these for whoever wins the burner.
You're going to lose anyway, don't know.
Henry, that's not the attitude. The second Captain Stupendous
Yeah.
goes to 87, which is Clockhouse Rangers manager George Moody.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last Captain Stupendous
Come on.
goes to 230. Steve Maloney. Just got to think about where you play them now. The next one is wild card. As you know, you can only make 1 transfer per week. Unless you get a wild card. This allows you to make multiple transfers in a single week at no points cost.
What, as many as you like?
Or forever.
You can only do it once.
As many transfers as you
You
like?
can change all 11 players if you want.
But not who someone's going to
No, not who somebody's already got. Has to be
Unless
within
you
the
have
rules.
that other card.
Unless you have that other card, which you can trump into it. Yeah.
This is getting complicated now.
This is too complicated.
They're going to start
What did that up? You're going to be going.
I need some help.
First one, wild card, multiple transfers in a single week. 389.
Who's that?
You know that might not transfer.
Yeah, this is the team anyway.
The second wild card.
I don't think that's the right one.
Yep, it is. 345. That is
Does that mean that goes to you?
Keith. That means it goes to Nicky. He's assistant manager to Nicky's team. Last wild card. '79. Wayne Robinson has a wild card.
Yeah. 2 years on the trot.
Now this next one's a really good one. Well, these next 3 are really good ones.
What are they?
Go on.
These are called benefit fraudsters.
Oh, I like that.
This is where, providing you are outside the top 10, you can play this in the second half of the season. If you're in the top 10, you have to play it in the first half of the season, or you can't play it at all. But this is where
Oh, there's tickets coming for
you can transfer in a player and keep the points he's already earned all season long. And you can
Last week.
you can double this up with the Oi, he's mine, transferring a player that somebody else has already got and the points he's already got.
Good one. Come on.
So there's 3 of these.
Show me the money.
Oh, he was mine.
3 of these. First one.
I don't understand it.
157.
Yeah, now might know how to do it.
Mum, you have got the ease mine, so you can couple them up.
I thought you were allowed to help off managers.
Oh, she hasn't win this year.
That's true, Mum. If you don't win it this year, you'll never win.
You're rubbish, you are.
So the next benefit fraudster 161.
Oh, no, you having a laugh.
Mark, she bought loads of tickets.
Fair play to her then.
Some people don't want anything. It's unfair.
Most of the tickets must have come out by now.
The last benefit fraudster.
I've got nothing.
Yes, you've got it twice.
Yeah.
You ain't know how to use it anyway.
No, that's that.
We'll be sitting here next year.
On the umbrella.
The last benefit fraudster, Megan Hoxby.
Mate, do me a favour.
Makes up for the title.
So the next one is leg up.
Yeah, I need that.
For a few minutes, this person's going to be top of the league because they're going to get a 10-point head start.
What? Is it it?
Is that it?
I'm going to need more than that. And a zero on
Is it a little
that.
stool that you're giving away?
Yeah. Get a stole from Mark.
191.
What?
Pops Hoxby.
Yes, I know.
He's got 10 points. He's currently top. He's currently top. He's currently top, and still we get the jump start winner. This person's going to get an extra 20 points.
Well, now.
Yep, right now. Extra 20 points, and now top of the league goes to 380. Ryan Perry.
She's so pleased.
Yeah, but you're winning. He's never winning, Ryan.
And he's only going to be top for this few seconds because the next one is the Lucky Bastard. This is the last one before the log burner. This person gets 30 points and instantly goes top.
Yay.
I feel like this is an important one.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris, yeah. God, just give it to her now. Give her the bloody trophy.
298.
Oh, it's me!
I'm winning. You're never top.
Joe Hoxby is top of the league. Right, and now the star prize.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to pick this one. I feel like there's going to be like a mob or something.
Do you want me to pick it?
If Ryan wins it, I'm going to pick them.
What is this for the log burner?
This is for the log burner.
Chris, yeah, let's see, pick it. That's a good idea.
Come on, Steve, we've got to get on camera. What are you going to do if you draw your own ticket?
Because if I win it, it goes back into the highest bidder.
Right. How much do you sell them for on eBay?
£500.
Because Darren, if Darren wins it, he's promised to sell it for Sophie for £50.
You did. We shook hands.
He then immediately said 100 after.
Right, go on, mate.
Donna,
This is
it's
it.
for my side.
It's for the look burner. Oh, Chris. Mum can't have any more left in there.
Go on, Sophie, you can win this.
Brian's giving me the
What number?
Yeah, go on, what's the number? Read the number out.
Number is 211.
Oh, fucking hell.
Hooray!
Brilliant.
Sorry, everybody else.
Yeah, at least we ain't got to take it anywhere. I can stay here. Oh my God, yeah.
Stay with you.
Oh, that's good.
Well done, mate.
Well done.
Oh,
God, we haven't even done the actual awards speech.
Oh my God, yeah.
I just want to thank everyone as well for buying raffle tickets. I can't even remember what the final count is, but it's all in there. But it's over 300
It was
quid.
£385.
It's all in there. all goes to the Brain Tumour Trust in memory of our friend Paul Simon.
Yeah, I'll put
So,
on glass if you want, babe.
the final standings.
Yeah, Donna just get a
That's
drink.
right, go on, I'm not in it anyway.
Oh, yeah, right. That's like this one more coke.
Can I go in front of the camera?
Can I go in front of the camera? What are you going to do?
Come again. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want, Jeff?
Number 17, cheers. Cherry and lime. So in 28th place,
It's not Henry, I'm going to be surprised.
this manager started the season ranked 28th out of 28 managers, and they end the season ranked 28th out of 28 managers. They were as low as bottom for 28 weeks. They were briefly 19th. They got a nosebleed and fell back down. Not only are they rated the 28th out of 28 managers, but they're possibly rated the worst manager ever, because this manager is the only manager that's competed in 2 seasons and finished bottom in both of them. 0 weekly wins, 29 goals, a highest weekly total of 49 points, 766 points. Johnny Foreskin and the pullbacks, Henry Irving. Hey, the spoon! Hey! In 27th place. This manager started the season ranked 27th and ended the season ranked 27th. They spent 6 weeks at the bottom of the table and never got higher than 25th. They scored no weekly wins. They got 66 goals, the highest weekly total of 55. 855 points. Non-athletic FC Lewis Simpson. In 26th place. Funnily enough, they were ranked 18th at the start of the season. They end the season ranked 19th. Quirks of the ranking sometimes. They've gone up despite finishing 26th. They were never lower than 26th where they finished, and never higher than 16th. Scored no weekly wins, 44 goals, a highest weekly total of 77. They scored 1,024 points, and in their 24 years in the family fantasy football season, this is the lowest they've ever finished, in 26th place. Lyndon's Lovelies. In 25th place, they started the season ranked 16th, they ended ranked 18th. They were as low as 26th, they were as high as 6th. They got 1 weekly win, they scored 34 goals, highest weekly total of 123 points. They scored 1,091 points overall. Never the boys. So those 4 would have been relegated if people hadn't dropped out, because that was the relegation zone. 24th place. They started the season ranked 23rd out of 28 managers. They end the season ranked 26 out of 28 managers. They were as low as 25th and never higher than 17th. 0 weekly wins, 65 goals, a highest weekly total of 82 points. With 1,112 points, this is their lowest ever finish in the FFFL. Nicholas Anelka. 23rd place. They started the season ranked the 8th best manager in the league, and then the season ranked the 9th best manager. They spent 1 week at the bottom of the table and were never higher than 19th. No weekly wins, 61 goals, a highest weekly total of 84. 1,157 points was their highest total in 24 years in the Family Fantasy Football League. This is their lowest ever finish. Gobi Desert Canoe Club. Even with Dad, even if you hadn't made those 3 transfers that improved your team by 323 points, you still wouldn't have finished lower than Henry, so don't worry about it. In 22nd place, started the season ranked 13th, ended it ranked 14th. They were never lower than 22nd where they finished. They were as high as 2nd. 0 weekly wins, 44 goals, a highest weekly total of 66. 1,205 points overall. This is their joint lowest ever finish. They also finished 21st back in 2013. Jimmy Savile's under 11s.
Thank you.
21st place. They started the season ranked 20th and they ended it ranked 20th. They were as low as 24th. They spent 2 weeks at the top. 2 weekly wins, 68 goals, the highest weekly total of 84. With 1,246 points in 21st place, the Appleys United. In 20th place, started the season ranked the 10th best manager in the league, ended it ranked 13th. They were as low as 22nd and as high as 6th. No weekly wins, 67 goals, a highest weekly total of 81. 1,247 points overall, one higher than 21st place. This is their lowest ever finish in the league in 20th, Joseph Starling. He's not at uni. You finished uni, didn't you?
Yeah.
Joe?
Finished my first year.
No, but I mean, he's been at uni all year.
Excuses for him.
19th.
Well, I am. I make excuses.
Started the season ranked 25th, ended the season ranked 25th. They were never lower than 19th where they finished.
I've got a life.
They were as high as 11th. They got 2 weekly wins. They scored 49 goals. They got a highest weekly total of 109. This is their joint highest finish and the third time they finished 19th. With 1,252 points, Dustbin Dynamo.
He likes calling my name.
John, you won the Battle of the Apples. In 18th place. They started the season ranked the 15th best manager in the league and they end the season ranked 15th. They were as low as bottom for 1 week and they were never higher than 18th where they finished. They got 1 weekly win, 48 goals, a highest weekly total of 160 points, 1,257 points overall in 18th. I've got a life. In 17th place, ranked the 22nd best manager in the FFFL at the start of the season, and they were ranked 22nd when it finished. They were as low as 21st and as high as 6th. They got no weekly wins, 44 goals, the highest weekly total of 84 points. With 1,258 points, one better than 18th. In 17th place, Soccer Sucks. 16th place, ranked 19th in the FFL, which is where they started the season. They were as low as 27th, as high as 14th. No weekly wins, 88 goals, a highest weekly total of 98 points with 1,320. In 16th, Jimmy Bassett, FFFL manager. 15th place, started the season ranked 12th, ended the season ranked 12th. They were as low as 24th and as high as 14th. 1 weekly win, 92 goals, highest weekly total of 84. 1,351 points overall. This is their lowest ever finish in the FFFL in 15th, Foxborough Foxes. So that's the bottom half. Top half of the table.
Cheers.
I'll take a picture if you like.
You come full.
In 14th.
Don't worry.
Ranked 26th at the start of the season, ended the season ranked 24th. They were as low as 26th in the league and as high as 10th. 1 weekly win, 81 goals, highest weekly total of 82. 1,367 points. This is their highest ever season in the highest ever finish in the FFFL in 14th. Napoli, Lee Porter. Happy birthday, by the way, Lee. 13th place, ranked 16th, which is up 1 place on where they started. They were as low as 23rd, as high as 11th. They got no weekly wins, 58 goals, a highest weekly total of 128. 1,444 points. Ostrich Bar Stewards. In 12th place, ranked 23rd in the league, which is up 1 on where they started the season. They were as low as 24th, as high as 11th. They got no weekly wins, 71 goals, a highest weekly total of 107. With 1,479 points, this is their highest ever finish in the FFFL, 12th place. Megan Hoxlade Chamberlain. 11th place, ranked 10th, which is one up on when they started the season. They were never outside the top half of the table and as high as 3rd. 1 weekly win, 43 goals, a highest weekly total of 128, 1,499 points in 11th place, chairman's choice. 10th place,
Top 10.
started the season ranked 21st and they ended it ranked 21st. They were as low as 18th, as high as 7th. They got 4 weekly wins, 70 goals, a highest weekly total of 90 points. They finished on 1,576 points. This was their highest finish in the FFL since 2012. In 10th place, Clockhouse Rangers. 9th place, ranked 7th in the FFL, which is where they started the season. They were as low as 18th and as high as 3rd. 1 weekly win, 104 goals, highest weekly total of 119. Overall points, 1,613. This is their highest finish since 2016. In 9th place, Sashammers FC. And in 8th place, they finished the season ranked 3rd, down 1 place from 2nd. They were as low as 18th. They were as high as 4th. Weekly wins 2, 102 goals, 179 was their highest weekly total of the season. 1,651 points. Poppy's players. So in case anyone was wondering, the 7 teams we haven't yet read out are Arden Diamonds, Benny United, Grease Lightning, Hatch United, Legends 23, and the Creed Bratton Society, and Thames Ironworks.
She sounded surprised.
They're the 7. But before we come on to the top 7, we're going to do the Manager of the Months. First up, step forward. The Manager of the Month for August with 140 points was Hatch United manager Neil Hatch.
Yeah, I think we might need to pass it. He's going to keep, because he's probably going to be up and down if I know Neil.
Manager of the Month for September with 194 points. Never the Boys, Jack Hoxby. Manager of the Month for October with 211 points. Hatch United manager Neil Hatch.
Oh, told ya.
Manager of the Month for November with 177 points. Thames Ironworks, Darren Ravel.
That's not Mark, you know. You can't just
Manager of the Month for December with 314 points. Jordan Williams. I'll hold on to that. Manager of the Month for January with 191 points. Clockhouse Rangers manager George Moody. I'll hold on to that. Manager of the Month for February with 244 points. Thames Ironworks, Darren Ravel. Manager of the Month for March with 163 points. Sashammers FC, Wayne Robinson. Manager of the Month for April with 278 points, Jordan Williams. And the one that you don't know about, Manager of the Month for May, in 3rd place with 279 points, Arden Diamonds. In 2nd place with 286 points, Thames Ironworks. But the winner of the Manager of the Month for May with 319 points, which is a new monthly record,
Blimey.
Jordan Williams. In 7th place, ranked 5th,
Oh, I haven't seen him.
ranked 5th place, down 1 from 4th. They were never lower than 11th and as high as 5th. 1 weekly win, 94 goals, a highest weekly total of 151. Overall points 1,667. Grease Lightning. Seventh.
Oh, 7th. Oh, sorry, I thought we did money then.
Now, before we go to the top 6, we got the £10 prize for the most weekly wins. In joint third, with 3 weekly wins, was Nicky Saunders and Benny United. Second place with 4 weekly wins was George Moody. But the winner with 7 weekly wins was Jordan Williams.
He's going to win everything, here.
Yeah.
In 6th place. Alright, interlude.
Oh no.
Oh no, she's coming to sit with you, Mark.
Drinks out the way! Get all the drinks out the way! Are there any sharp objects around? Have that glass.
There's a bucket here. I'm ready for the
I said,
bucket.
there any sharp objects around, Steve? I just come to get one. No. Oh, do you remember my favourite thing ever? Do you remember that? Yeah, we actually threw that bucket in the car.
Right. So top 6. Arden Diamonds, Benny United, Hatch United, Legends 23, Thames Ironworks and the Creed Bratton Society. In 6th place. Started the season ranked 14th, end the season ranked 11th. They were as low as 23rd and as high as 5th. Scored 81 goals, highest weekly total of 169 points. 3 weekly wins, 1,759 points overall. This is their highest ever finish in the FFFL. Legends 23. Now we come to the highest goal scorer. And this was FFFL history. This season's highest goal scorer set a new FFFL record. 3rd place with the highest goal scorer with 110 goals. Thames Ironworks, Darren Revell.
Whoa, 3rd place. What's that?
3rd highest goal scorer. Second place, 113 goals, Arden Diamond Steve Holmes. But the winner with a new FFFL record, 134 goals, Jordan Williams.
Surely it's got international now.
5th place.
Global. Global.
They were as low as, never lower than 8th, never higher than 2nd. 2 weekly wins, 113 goals, the highest weekly total of 189 points. Overall points 1,858. He's the longest running #1 manager in the FFFL, Arden Diamond. So just in case anyone is not following, the top 4, who all happen to be on this table, apart from the guy that's in Norway. The top 4 is Benny United, Hatch United, Thames Ironworks and the Creed Bratton Society.
He said it in the right order as well. 4th, 1st, 2nd, 1st.
But the last prize before we get to the top 4, not the last prize, sorry, that's wrong, it's not the last prize. Another prize before we get to the top 4, highest weekly total for the season. Now this was actually me for most of the season, until it come to the final week and all those bonuses kicked in. I think 18.
Can't believe it.
I think 18 of the 28 managers scored their own personal highest weekly totals in the final season, in the final week. So the highest weekly total of the season, in 3rd place, scoring 196 points in the final week of the season.
3rd.
Hatch United. In 2nd place, scoring 218 points in the final week of the season, Jordan Williams. But the winner and setting a new FFFL record for a weekly total, they scored 224 points in the final week of the season, Benny United.
How many points did he get?
224.
224 points. points. It's a new record.
It's a new record. Winning week.
Benny, you might have winning trophy. You might have the trophy.
Now we come to fourth.
When did you do the cup?
Now we come to fourth. The difference between winning nothing and winning prize money.
I won something.
And the difference between winning nothing and winning prize money, the difference between third and fourth this season was 2 points.
No! That's so close.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I hope it's not Darren. 'Cause it always happens to Darren.
No, it's not Darren. It's not there. He's come second.
No, he's come third the last 2 seasons.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he come
And in fourth
He's
place,
won the money.
someone who was started the season ranked the 9th best manager in the league, ended ranked the 8th best manager.
So they've done better than
They were never lower than fourth where they finished the season. They did spend 8 weeks at the top of the table. 2 weekly wins, 108 goals, a highest weekly total of 196, 1,902 points, Hatch United.
Sorry, yeah.
He got it wrong.
Quick, you're going to win it.
You got it
Before we come to the top 3,
The way Jeff said it as well.
I've got a bucket here ready.
before we come to the top 3,
Watch it, Mark. Oh my God. What's she picking up?
Picking up a bottle.
before we get to the top 3, we have the FFFL Cup final. This season, it was contested by Poppy's players, who picked a team that went all the way to the final, and the Creed Bratton Society, who were bidding to become the first manager in FFFL history to retain the FFFL Cup. No offence, Jordan, but we all know who we were rooting for.
Yeah, definitely.
The result is Poppy's players 38, the Creed Bratton Society 48.
Well done, Jordan.
So, well done, Jordan. First manager ever to retain the cup.
Well done.
What, did he win it last year as
He
well?
won it last year, no one's ever retained it. So let me get to the top 3. Big money now.
I wonder if you get to see it a little bit more.
No, I won't.
Not like that. Come on, Mark.
He's had enough.
Show me the money.
He's had enough.
Show me the money.
Part-time wage
And the last 3, Benny United manager Mark, Thames Ironworks manager Darren, and the Creed Bratton Society manager Jordan.
Yeah.
So, Benny United started the season ranked 5th and finishes the season ranked 6th.
What?
Jordan started the season ranked 6th and finishes the season ranked the 2nd best manager in the FFL. Darren started the season ranked 3rd and finishes the season ranked 4th.
Ooh.
Mark was as low as 16th, and before the final week of the season was as high as 3rd. Jordan was as low as 26th, and before the last week of the season had spent 1 week at the top. And Darren was never lower than 4th and spent 24 weeks at the top of the table. Mark got 3 weekly wins, Jordan got 7 weekly wins, Darren got 2 weekly wins.
That was a bit you.
Mark got 96 goals, Jordan got 134 goals, Darren got 110 goals. Mark got a highest weekly total of 224 points, Jordan got a highest weekly total of 218, Darren got a highest weekly total of 194. Wherever Mark has finished, it's his highest finish since 2013. Wherever Jordan finished, it's going to be his highest ever finish. And if Darren wins it, it will be his highest finish since he last won his first league title back in 2009. But in 3rd place, with 1,904 points, 102 points behind 2nd place,
At least it's not 2 points like last time.
Benny United.
thank you.
Well done, Benny.
I want to thank my kids, my family, my wife.
Who's crying now?
Wrong, didn't he?
Huh?
You got the MCDC wrong.
The difference between first and second
2 points.
was 35 points. It's the 9th closest finish in the 24 years of the competition, so it wasn't very close. And in second place, with 2,006 points. By the way, the top 8 this year set the new record for the highest number of points in the season. So the winner's a record holder. But in second place, with 2,006 points,
Go on.
the Creed Bratton Society, which means Darren wins his second title. Well done, mate.
Oh, hang on, don't wait for Donna to fucking take a photo.
I'm just pleased to see them. I just want to say as well, Nikki, sorry. That's Nicola. Nikki's asked me to say that we've raised, no, not we, collectively, over £8,500 has been raised for the Brain Tumour Trust, which is where the prize money that you've all raised today goes to.
Yay!
Nikki, Keith and Sarah just wanted to thank everybody for the money that they've contributed, okay? Thanks everybody! Oh, and I have, anyone that's interested, I have final standings on paper, as well as points values on paper for the players next season. No, I know you want one.
Not like last year.
Somewhere.
Well done, Dale. I didn't see that coming at all. I really didn't.
Well done, Jen. You can have everything. We'll see how it is next year.